So now here we are. So I'd say without further ado, let's get into your account of Disney in the last few days there.
Yeah.
If that's how we want to go.
Yeah, it was fun. My older brother had spring break planned for the week that they were closed. So our goal was to fit everything that he had planned for his week into 2 days at Disney. So we did 4 parks in 2 days, did some park hopping. It was a lot. I was very exhausted. I go hard at Disney, but this was a next level stuff.
And I just want to clarify, when you had to leave to go back, your family was in Florida, so that's why you went there.
My family was in Florida, and I wasn't just like, oh, let's go to Disney.
No, it's just that's where your family
whatever, it's cheaper. Yeah, I wasn't being like that. Although, was it the smartest decision to go to Disney at that time? Probably not. Was it fun? Yeah. Was it a safe decision? Probably not. So, take with that. But we want to talk about, there was a headline that came out that's like, I've seen all these headlines that was like, Disney is irresponsible for them to stay open. WDW, which is like a Disney news site, they released a photo of what the fireworks, Happily Ever After fireworks were like on the night of their last night on Sunday night, their last night of operation, and people got angry at it because it was crowded, right? And this all blew up because Abigail Disney made a comment about it, saying, these people, why are they here at Disney at this time? And it blew up like crazy. I was like, so is Disney irresponsible? What did you think about that, Angelo?
I mean, I don't know. I get it. I think it's a fair thing to think about. I also don't know, I think probably the Florida government should have been like, all right, this is when we're closing stuff. And I think, all places should have acted a lot sooner than they did. So I think Disney was kind of just following the trend. It would have been obviously nicer if they closed earlier. But, I don't know. Maybe they didn't expect it to be this bad. I mean, I think a lot of the states should have been more responsible with closing stuff early, and the country as a whole. But that's my thoughts about it. I know you had some thoughts.
I mean, it's a little complicated, and why I think the whole thing with Abigail Disney, she's angry. Look, okay, we'll talk about that picture in a second. I have some stuff to talk about that picture, but when you have something like Disney parks, Disney World resorts, right, and they're saying, listen, you need to shut it down, right? You have people who had their vacations planned, right? You have people who were saving up money to go on these vacations, and now they're halfway through their vacation. You want to tell them they can't stay, they have to leave, right? Now they have to book flights out. They have to figure out how to leave the state if they were on vacation. So Disney is a very complicated issue where you can't just say, okay, right now, shut it down.
Yeah, there are a lot of moving parts with that.
Yeah, and I think they made the right call of being like, okay, at the end of the week, we're shutting it down, right? We're closing at the end of the week, and I think that was a good decision. And they were on top of it. Every place except for Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios needs to get their stuff together on the coronavirus. But every other...
When you were there, how they were... You're about to say it. You go ahead.
Yeah, they were very on top of things. So they would give you hand sanitizer. I'd just be walking the streets and someone would be like, hand sanitizer? And I'd be like, yes. They'd put it in my hands, right? And you're just always aware there. I never actually got on a line. I was always aware to not actually get on a line unless I had to. I was on a line for Mickey and Minnie. But other than that, I made sure I did fast passes. And if I was on a line, I wasn't on a line for too long. They were very aware there at Disney that, listen, the coronavirus is happening. But other than just you getting hand sanitizer, they're telling you to wash your hands, all this stuff. You don't really know that we were in a pandemic because everyone's chill. It's Disney. It was weird going from Boston to Disney World in the span of a day. Because in Boston they're all like, we're gonna die, and I got to Disney World and they're like, woo. I was like, whoa, this is a complete change of what's going on. So it's interesting, but they were very on top of it, I felt, at Disney. And so the situation with the fireworks show, because there is talks now that they're going to stop doing fireworks shows, except at least for a while at the parks, because of the outrage of people getting crowded. And there's a talk that they might not do lines anymore. They might do more virtual queues. So it is a debate of what are we going to do now? Are they going to have these? And so I want to talk about what was that picture. So WDW posted this picture, and what they are as a news site is that they have basically reporters that they send out. So there was a reporter for WDW, and they were down there taking a picture of what was the show, and then they posted on their site. Abigail Disney commented saying these, I don't know her exact words, but it was like she cursed, and she was like, these idiots at Disney, like we're all putting our lives at risk by being at Disney. And I don't know. I don't want to say that picture was intentionally misleading, but I think it was misleading in the fact that here's what was going on that night, right? And when that picture was taken, was you had Disney World closing at 10 p.m. The Magic Kingdom was closing at 10 p.m. that night, and so everyone was leaving at 10 p.m. From 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., you had this, they had the park open just for people who were there for a cheerleading event. I don't know what the event was specifically, but they were there for the cheerleading event. And so at that time, you had people leaving the park normally, and the cheerleaders, everyone from the cheerleading event, which was a huge event, by the way. Like, I didn't know there were so many cheerleaders in the world. But you had all these cheerleaders coming in, and they were kids and everyone coming in at the exact same time. So that's why you had that at Main Street USA, you had the big, like, gathering of people, because you had people leaving and you had people going into the park. So you had that big max people, and maybe Disney could have figured out a better way to do that, right? In hindsight, they probably could have figured out a better way. But that's why you have that picture of all these people going in and out. Because
yeah, it's not an excuse. It's more just this is what was happening.
Right, exactly. That's what was happening.
It's an explanation.
And as someone who was there that Sunday, I was at Magic Kingdom and I went to Animal Kingdom. I even messaged you, Angelo, when I was at the park. It was the emptiest I had ever seen Magic Kingdom. It was empty. I was
Peter
there.
Pan was
I
15
got on.
minutes.
Peter Pan was literally I rode Peter Pan. I never ride Peter Pan because it's 75 minutes, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. But it was down to like, yeah, it got down to like 15 minutes. It never went above 30 minutes, Peter Pan. Actually, maybe it went to 45, but it never went like beyond an hour, and it was wow, like that never happens. The park was empty.
How are the other parks in comparison, would you say?
It's hard to gauge. Well, I couldn't say. It was definitely crowded on that Saturday. I think a lot of people left on Sunday. It was more crowded on the Saturday. But Sunday, I went to Animal Kingdom, which was pretty empty. I wouldn't say it was because I went to Animal Kingdom in the evening and it got more crowded in the evening. I wouldn't say it was empty. But it definitely, like, I got on every ride at Animal Kingdom practically. I got on Flight of Passage.
How long was the Flight of Passage wait?
I got a Fast Pass for Flight of Passage.
Oh.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
And
so I got
like a last minute. Wow.
I got a Fast Pass for Flight of Passage. It was on the bus over from Magic Kingdom. I was just flipping through Fast Passes, and we were able to get a Flight of Passage Fast Pass before I got to Animal Kingdom. But yeah, and then the longest wait I think was I did a Fast Pass for everything basically. I did Navi River Journey Fast Pass after, and I did a Everest Fast Pass. So I didn't really wait. Kilimanjaro was a walk-on for 5 minutes. That was the wait I did at Animal Kingdom. Yes. And it was I've never ridden at dawn before, because I heard like at sunset is like the best time to ride Kilimanjaro safaris.
Dawn's the opposite of sunset.
What is it then? Sunset is what?
Dusk. Right?
Dusk,
Dawn's
that's
in
true.
the morning.
Dawn is in the morning. Night. I'm never up for the dawn, so that's why. But you had what was I saying? You had it was at dusk. It was the best for Kilimanjaro safaris. I've never gone on in dusk, but I was like, let's try it. I'm here, and an giraffe came right into like our car. It was great. I was like, and then I was the only one. I literally was the only one in my row because no one was on. It was a 5-minute wait. I literally walked on to Kilimanjaro. I was the only one in my row, so it was pretty empty.
How long was Primeval Whirl?
I don't know. I didn't check Primeval Whirl.
Well, you didn't go on the best ride at Animal Kingdom?
Dinosaur. I rode Dinosaur. That might have been actually my longest wait. That was like a 20-minute wait. Yeah, it was a 20-minute wait.
It's because it's a science institute, and that's where people wanted to go.
Yeah, everyone wanted to ride Dinosaur. When my brother was at Disney, Angelo, he actually rope dropped Dinosaur.
He
Like,
he
everyone went
rope
to
dropped dinosaur. It's
Yeah,
like the
like,
most
everyone went to
unnecessary rope drop I've ever heard of it. Really?
everyone went to Pandora, and he just went over to Dinosaur. Actually, he didn't go to Dinosaur first. He went to the Triceratops spin. It was the first ride of the day. He rode it.
What a guy.
What a legend. He likes his dinosaurs, I guess. But
Dinosaur's a great ride. Great ride.
Dinosaur is a great ride. It is a great ride. You know, I will say, I went on it this time, and I was like, I see what Angelo likes about this ride. It is a good ride. Like, if they announced that they were going to replace it with Indiana Jones, like, I would be excited because I want them to do that, but I would be kind of sad to see Dinosaur go, because it is a fun ride.
I love Dinosaur so much. I love the pre-show the most, to be honest.
The pre-show is great.
I quote Dinosaur so much. I don't know why.
You quote it every day.
Life. Probably.
But yeah, so Magic Kingdom was like the emptiest I've ever seen it. And a lot of people who were at Magic Kingdom and all the parks during that weekend were actually people who were in the Disney College program, because the Disney College program got cut. So people who were in the Disney College program were spending their last day at Disney, like at the park, and just like hanging out and getting to go on rides.
Right.
So a lot of the people that I was in line with were DVC members, and I'm sure DVC, what am I saying? Disney Vacation Club. Disney College Program members. And so, like, especially at the castle, like, Angelo, at the end of the night when they were closed at 10 p.m., I've never seen that many people just, like, hang out and not leave. Because it was all the Disney College Program kids just, like, hanging out, like, in front of the castle and just, like, not leaving. Because they wanted to spend, like, their last few seconds there together. And it was
sad.
sweet. It was sad.
Yeah.
It honestly was. And when we were on the boat going back on the ferry to go to parking for Magic Kingdom, they did a whole tribute to the Disney College Program kids. And it was really, it was nice. Like, I was like, oh, God. They're going to make me cry. I mean, I wasn't going to cry, but it was like, you guys are sweet. And it was sad. Like, at every, I think almost every ride I was at, like, you had a Disney college program kid coming up and saying goodbye to someone who was working there, and they're like, we're gonna miss you, like someone who was like a full-time employee of Disney. And I was like, this is
like you're saying
depressing.
bye to your friends, and then like it's such an experience, the Disney College Program, from people I've heard it from.
Oh yeah, and they love it. I was on the Skyliner going from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, and there was this guy that was talking to me and my older brother, and he was just like chatting with us. It was fine. I was talking to him a little bit. And then we got on the Skyliner. We were putting the Skyliner with him and on another girl they were both just alone going on the Skyliner. So they were putting our Skyliner with us. And so he was kind of like talking trash a little bit about Disney. He's like, why would they not just like shove us all on the Skyliner? I was thinking coronavirus, but I wasn't going to say it. But I was like, he's like, why wouldn't they just shove us on the Skyliner? And so he was and then the girl like looked at him and was like, I would be nice to the people in the Disney College Program today because they're having a hard time, and like fully like got into this guy. And I literally just was like, oh my God. Because she's like, they've been through so much. They're losing all their dreams. And I was like, okay. And then the guy got off, and he was like, he came to me and my older brother. He's like, I opened my mouth. He's like, and I hurt the people around me. And I was like, okay, buddy. Great. I'm sorry, but like, chill out for a sec.
It's like an origin story.
Yeah, but so Disney. So in that picture, there's a lot of circumstances at play, and I kind of wish that Abigail Disney didn't make that comment saying like, "Oh, these idiots at Disney," because it is an issue too. Like, how do you tell these people we're cutting your vacation short? There was actually a family
they do it like they did.
They did actually, yeah. But there was a family in front of me in Thunder Mountain, and they were talking about how like since the kid was probably like, I would say like middle school age, and the mom was talking about how they've been saving up for the vacation since he was 5. This vacation they were on, they've been saving up for this.
Some people, it's a once in a lifetime thing.
Right?
We're lucky enough to be able to go so much, but some people, it's sad.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It really is like this. And that's the kind of thing is like when I'm at the parks and you see these people, like they save so much. And it's like this for them, their day at Disney. Like for me, I go to Disney all the time, right? And for me, going on the rides, like I've been on these rides 100 times, and I'm always aware that there's people who are experiencing this ride for the first time because this is like their day at Disney, right? They don't get like I go to Disney multiple days, and I can just be like, oh, I'll go on this ride tomorrow. But other people don't have that luxury. They have to fit like their entire vacation into like their day. And so they were saving up this vacation since the kid was little. So they were like, we were gonna go home, but we were just like, we have to stay till Sunday. We already spent the money on this vacation, really, on our flight and everything. And I was like, you know what, you do that because like you can't just like cut their vacation short. I mean, I know we got to get safety. And at that point, right, Disney had said we're closing on Sunday, right? And so at that point, I think there is an end here, and after Sunday we will close. And we'll go. Everyone can go into quarantine, right? That I think it's you have to have an understanding that so for some people, this is their vacation.
Also, just to not even that, but like even I don't think they could shut down in like a day or two's notice. I think there's too much going on that like you need to like let employees know what's going on. I'm sure there's like leftover like food and stuff. You have to like figure out what to do with that. Like a bunch of ride operation stuff. Like there's stuff under construction.
They donated a bunch of food and stuff too. Disney, and I was like, because okay, we'll talk about Disney's financial situation a little bit, but like they need to start saving money. So like they were sending like food, their leftover food and everything, and I was like, get these good headlines out now, because I was like, wait, in like 3 days they're gonna furlough their entire staff. Like everyone's about to get basically fired, and they did like in like 2 days. I think it was a few days ago they furloughed. Anyone who had headlines read, anyone who wasn't essential, and that's
because they had 2 weeks where everyone was paid for their shifts they were supposed to get. Mm-hmm. They had those 2 weeks where you got paid still, but now I think that's over. Excuse me.
Yeah, because you have to like literally. We'll talk about Disney's whole situation, but they have to start. They have to start because they're not making a profit, and they need to start saying, "Listen, we can't pay these people." Like Bob Iger took a 100% pay cut. Bob Chapek took a 50% pay cut, and it's just this is what they got to do.
Yeah. Before we get into that, though, I wanted to talk about one thing. When you were talking about like the posts and everyone was making, I think like you posted on our Instagram, and like honestly, that got me a little bit. Whereas like this is the first time there won't be Small Worlds singing somewhere in the world, because I'm pretty sure if you count for all the Disney parks, like it's all the time, right? It's like all
right. It is
day
ever
long
since
somewhere.
Ever since they opened, I forget which park. One of the parks overseas was now starting. Then they were playing all over the world, and so this was the first time, and since like I think it was 19 something, that they weren't playing all over the world. I was like,
yeah, that's
damn. And oh my gosh, to like leave Disney, like you could feel it. Having to leave Disney, like for what could be the last time. That could have been the last time. It still could be. I don't know how this is going to end up. But the last time Disney Parks is open, period. Like Disney World is open. Or as we know it, right? Certainly for a while.
For at least like months.
Yeah, and they were closing. Like, they didn't know. They said we're going to open in 2 weeks in March. Listen, they're now indefinitely closed. Like, they don't know. If this goes catastrophic, they could never reopen. So it was like they were closing, and it's a big deal. And you could feel it. Although they filmed a video of like goodbye, like they had like the president of Walt Disney World, like, and the cast, the characters, like by the railroad, like waving bye to everybody. That was filmed after everyone left. Like I can tell you that I was there. That was probably filmed at like 2 a.m. when they had all the people from the cheerleading people who were there left over, like a little bit of them. Because that was everyone. They had a goodbye for all the DVC. Why do I keep saying all of the college program kids? They had a goodbye to them, actually at the railroad when I was leaving, and it was sad. But they actually, I don't know if you saw the headline. They got rid of the college program kids. They canceled the college program kids for June.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
the first time Disney's closed other than like certain days, like singular days for like hurricanes or like after 9/11 they closed for a day or two.
I mean, yeah, and they have to be understaffed in some, like they have to be, And because
Well, you
they've
said you
gotten rid of so
felt
many
it,
college programs-
right?
Yes, because I was with my older brother, and this could have been for many reasons, not just the college program kids. Like, people could not have been comfortable working at the park, but you could feel that they were understaffed, especially Animal Kingdom. They seemed understaffed. Like, they had certain things that just weren't open, and it's to me, as someone who's been there a lot, it seemed understaffed. It seemed like when you go there in like July, January, and they're like, it's not really or September, when it's like not a big month for them, and they're just like, we have what we have. Like, that's what it felt like.